Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got the San Francisco Giants traveling to Arizona for game number 2 of this 3-game series, and leading off for the Giants. Doing the catching is Dietz, batting second, playing second is Kent, batting third, playing left field is Barry Bonds, batting fourth, playing center field is Mays, batting fifth, playing first base is McCovey, batting sixth, playing right field is Bobby Bonds, batting seventh, playing third base is Sandoval, batting eighth, playing shortstop is Crawford, and batting ninth, doing the pitching is MADISON BUMGARNER. Now for the home team, Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off, playing right field's Upton. Batting second, playing shortstop is Crenton. Batting third, playing first base is Goldsmith. Batting fourth, playing left field is Gonzalez. Batting fifth, playing second base is Bell. Batting sixth, playing center field is Finley. Batting seventh, playing third base is Reynolds. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Miller. And on the mound, batting ninth is Brandon Webb. Let's get down here to Arizona and get this game started, folks. And as you can see, San Francisco's upcoming schedule, they got one more game here in Arizona. Then they go home and take on the Houston Astros. And then the Cardinals come to town. Dick Dietz will lead it off here for the Giants, batting 100. He's got a homer and 1 RBI. And this is Brandon Webb's first appearance of the season in 2008. He was 22-7 and had a 3.3 ERA. And here's the pitch to Dick. And he gets a hold of this one right away. Mr. Webb's in trouble with the leadoff batter. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So the leadoff batter's aboard here. And that brings up Jeff Kent now with a runner down at first and nobody out. And Jeff Kent's off to a great start of the year, batting .545 with 3 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Jeff. See if he can take advantage of it. And that's going to be against a 15. That is going to be a base hit. Yep, at 15. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 44-7. Probably fielding column 3. That'll be fielding column 2 barely. So I'll get the runner out at second. That'll be the old 4-6 put out. So now Kent's down at first for Barry Bonds. And Barry's batting .308 with 3 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. Webb can't keep falling behind these hitters and expect good things to happen. And it doesn't, folks, as Barry gets a hold of this. See how far this one goes into the Arizona sky. And that's going to be a double in right field. And with Jeff Kent, he's got good speed, but Upton's got a great arm out there. Let's see here. 42. And he's going to stay over there at third. So that's a double in the right field. Now you got runners on second and third for Willie Mays. And Arizona will play back. They'll give up a run for an out here. Mays is hitting 200 on the year with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And Webb has not had control here in the first. He's falling behind on 2 batters. Walked McCovey. Willie. And now McCovey's up. And McCovey's looking for his first base hit. So walking Mays might not have been a bad thing. Willie is 0 for 11. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. Again, he falls behind. Will Willie make him pay here and get his first base hit and open up the scoring here in this game? Bases loaded. Jeff Kent down at third. Got Barry down at second. And Willie down at first. McCovey with a 2-0 pitch coming. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. 55 and a 2. Out of the field, column 3. Out to left field. And that'll be a 42. Gonzalez doesn't have that great of an arm. And let's see here. Does he want it? 30. Barry will stay at second. So there's going to be a play at the plate. It'll be a 55 or lower. Ken will be safe. And they getting nice throw by Gonzalez. And Kent gets up hopping mad, but the ump says he's out on a perfect throw. And that'll end the inning, folks. So the base is loaded, 1 out, and Diamondbacks get out of it with nobody scoring. We go to the bottom of the first. San Francisco, nothing. Arizona coming to the plate. Upton, Cretan, and Goldsmith. And Justin's batting a $118 with 2 homers and 2 RBIs. And this is Bumgarner's 2016 season. He's 15 and 9 with a 2.74 ERA. And here's the pitch to Justin Upton. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Kung Fu Panda. He fires over to McCovey for out number 1. And Allies comes to the plate now. He's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 4. And he's going to be 0 for 5 because that's a big swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. And now 2 down, nobody on for Paul Goldsmith. Batting .357 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit down the short. Crawford gets to it, knocks it down, but has no play. So a 2-out single keeps the inning alive. And up to the plate now is the man, Gonzalez, who made that nice throw to take a run off the board here. Gonzalez is batting .250 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And he's doing it at the plate and in the field, folks, because that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Gonzalez giveth, and he takes it. And he just took one out of this park. Home run, Luis Gonzalez. And it's 2-0 Diamondbacks. Oh, this coming with the 2 outs. Bumgarner gets the first 2 batters out easily. Now he can't get that elusive 3rd out. Jay Bell comes to the plate batting .500 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs of his own. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a base hit. Excuse me. 25, 8. That's going to be a base hit in left field. And again, another runner aboard here with 2 outs. So Bell's aboard, and now Steve Finley comes to the plate. And Finley's batting .429 with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball down the first, I believe. Note back to the mound. Let's say it again. It'll be a strikeout. Bumgarner strikes him out. But 2-run score. And it is 2-0 Diamondbacks. What a difference that inning was. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Giants. They get nothing. 2 down. And a 2-run homer by Gonzalez puts the Diamondbacks up 2-0. Now you got Bobby Bonds, Sandoval, and Crawford due up here. Bobby's batting .333 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Upton, round number 1. And here comes the Panda. Old Kung Fu Panda's batting $182 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a double out to right field. So a 1-out double. Runner in scoring position now for Crawford. Trying to cut this lead in half. And Brandon Crawford's looking for his first at bat. He's 0 for 9. And that's going to be against the righty. 12. And that's going to be a ground ball. No, that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Reynolds has got it for out number 2. So it's up to Bumgarner to help his own calls out. And in 2016, he batted $186, 3 homers, and 9 RBIs. So not somebody you want to groove on to. Here's the pitch to Madison. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Goldsmith tosses it over to Webb covering. And the Giants strand another one. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-0 Arizona. You've got the bottom third of the order due up here for the Diamondbacks. Reynolds, Miller, and Webb. Mark's batting .500 with no homers and no RBIs. And he gets a hold of this, and they're teeing off on Baumgartner. That ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Mark Reynolds with his first homer extends the lead to 3-0. Baumgartner giving up the both of balls here early in the game. Brings up Miller now with nobody on and no outs. Up 3-0 with a .250 average, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Baumgartner snaps a nice curve off after giving up the homer. That's 1 out. Brandon Webb comes to the plate. And in 2008, he batted $149, no homers, and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff homer. We're back to the top of the order in Upton. And in the first inning, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be hit down the second. Kent's got it. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Sorry about that. He strikes him out. So he strikes out the side. After giving up the leadoff homer, we go to the top of the third. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks. Got the top of the order due up here for the Giants. Dietz started the game off in the first inning with a single. And not this time, but that's going to be a base on ball. So he's on board for the second time in this game. Dietz is down at first. Jeff Kent comes to the plate. And Jeff grounded into a force play his first time up. And not this time. That's going to be wrapped in the right field. And with Dietz's speed, he's going to stop at third rather. So that's a double. And now you got second and third and nobody in it. The Diamondbacks squeeze out of this one. You can see the team comparisons here. The Giants are 2-2. Struck out 35 and walked 19. 6 doubles and 1 triple. And Arizona's 3-1, 32 strikeouts, 16 walks, 11 doubles, and 2 triples. And Barry's up, and he doubled back in the first. See if Barry can drive in some runs here with the Giants down by 3. One swing and a bat, and Barry could tie this game up. And you know what? They're going to intentionally walk all Bonds. They're going to load the bases up. Just like in the first inning. Loading the bases up. Sets up the double play ball. They are going to play back with a 3-run lead. That brings up Mays. Mays is walk back in the first. So bases full of Giants. Dietz, Kent, Barry. Mays at the plate. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be against the righty. 15. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be fielding column 1. And that'll be a 45. And Dietz probably isn't going nowhere with 1 out. And his speed. Yeah, he's going to stay put. So there's 1 big out and nobody scored yet. So Mays flies out. Here comes McCovey, the other Willie. And Willie, he flew out and Ken got thrown out at the plate. So he's 0 for 1. Can McCovey get his first base hit of the year, folks? And he might just do it here. Against a 13, and that is going to be a single in the center field, and that might score too, folks. Let's see here. Jeff Kent with good speed down there. 56 minus a 33, 15. Yeah, he'll score with no throw. And let's see here. 49 with Bobby with Barry down at first. Does he get the third? A 31 or lower. He's going to make it down there. So that'll be a 61 or lower. He'll be down at third. We'll have first and third and 1 out. And they throw him out again, folks. These Giants are running in the outs. So that's going to be a single in the center. 2 runs are going to score. The runner at first is going to get thrown out, trying for third. And now you got a runner on first and 2 outs. These Giants testing these arms early here, and it ain't panning out, folks. And it's 2 runs scored, but there should be a runner at second. No, he tries for third and gets nailed. So now you got McCovey down at first, 2 outs for Bobby Bonds. And Bobby flew out to right back in the second inning. And we dropped the dice. And that's going to be a 13. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He fires over to first. Now to end the inning, but the 2-run single by McCovey makes it a 3-2 ball game. We go to the bottom of the third. Alex, Paul, and Luis do up here for the Diamondbacks. And Alex is 0 for 1, struck out back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McCovey. He calls off Madison for out number 1. And now Paul Goldsmith's up. And Goldsmith, he singled and came around to score in the first. And that's going to be a rare play, a 37 and a 65. That's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be 13. That's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Mays makes a nice play for out number 2. And here comes the man, Gonzalez. He's thrown a runner out at the plate, and he had a 2-run homer back in the first. And they're going to walk him. So Gonzalez is down at first now, 2 outs. And Jay Bell comes to the plate. Remember, that's how they scored both runs in the first, was with 2 outs. Bell singled in the first. He's 1 for 1, and that's going to be another fly ball to Mays, and that's going to end the inning. The Diamondbacks strand 1, take a 1-run lead into the 4th. You got the bottom third of the order due up here for the Giants. Sandoval, Crawford, and Bumgarner. Panda doubled back in the second. He's 1 for 1. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Webb. He fires over to first for out number 1. Brandon Crawford up now. And Crawford popped up to third back in the second. And that's going to be a 12. And that's going to be a nice play down there by Alex at short. Nice dive and stop. Gets up, throws out Crawford for out number 2. So it's up to Madison Bumgarner to do something here. And this inning to keep it alive. He's 0 for 1, grounded out the first, back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the bell. That'll be a 1-2-3 inning. And to the bottom of the 4th we go. You got Finlay due up, followed by Reynolds and Miller. Steve struck out back in the first. And that's going to be a against the lefty at 18 on a 9. And that's going to be a nice play down at short by Crawford. He gets to it, fires over to McCovey for out number 1. Mark Reynolds is up now, and he homered back in the second inning to give the Diamondbacks a 3-0 lead at the time. Another dice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Crawford again. Might want to pick on somebody else this inning. 2 grounders, 2 outs, and now Miller's up. And Miller struck out back in the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Willie. 1-2-3 inning for Bumgarner. To the top of the 5th we go. Top of the order due up here for the Giants. Dietz, Kent, and Barry. Dick is 1 for 1. He is singled and walked. Came around the score in the 3rd. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that is Webb's first strikeout of the game to go with 3 walks. Jeff Kent comes to the plate now. He's 1 for 2. He doubled and came around the score in the 3rd. And that's going to be against the 15. That's going to be an infield hit. Jeff Kent gets aboard here. Keeps up the hitting here. He's 2 for 3 today. That brings up Barry Bonds now with a runner down at first. Go ahead, run at the plate, tie and run at first. And Barry's 1 for 1. He doubled in the first and walked in the 3rd. Was intentionally walked. And he gets a hold of this, folks. Here's the pitch to Barry. And that ball is driven into right field. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Barry Bonds with his 4th homer gives the Giants a 4-3 lead here, folks. I'm here today. Just in time to see Mr. Bonds hit his 4th homer of the game, of the day, of the year. We'll get it right. And it's now 4-3. Now Willie Mays is up. Probably should have walked him because Mays is only batting $188. Remember, he flew out to center back in the 3rd with bases loaded. He's 0 for 1. He did walk in the 1st. And that's going to be a base hit. Willie gets a base hit in the right field. And all of a sudden, Webb's in trouble here in this 5th inning. And Willie McCovey comes to the plate. Willie finally got his first hit. It was a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. He is 1 for 13 on the year. But he got 2 runs on the board with that hit. See if McCovey's breaking out of his slump. Here's the pitch to Willie. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. I put the old kibosh on him. McCovey goes down on strikes. That's 2 outs. And here comes Bobby Bonds now. Bobby's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And not this time, folks. Bobby gets a hold of it. He says, whatever Junior can do, I can do better. And that's going to be a double in the right field. With 2 outs and Willie's speed, he should score easily here. Upton does have one hell of an arm out. So there is a chance of getting 33. And you know they've been throwing these runners out. They've thrown 2 out. Can they get number 3? 63 or lower. And he's in there this time. So an RBI double by Bobby rather. And it is now a 5-3 ball game. And now you got Bobby down at second. 2 outs for Kung Fu Panda. And the Panda's 1 for 2. He doubled back in the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Paul throws it over to Webb. That'll end the inning. But 3-run score. 2 of them on the Barry Bonds homer. And it is now 5-3 Giants. We go to the bottom of the 5th. They're going to let Webb bat here. Webb's going to bat. Then it'll be followed by the top of the order in Upton and Alex. Webb struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a grounder down the first. And nice play down there by McCovey. Old Stretch. Stretched out, grabbed that one. Takes it to the bag himself. And that'll be out number 1. Webb thought he might have had a single, maybe a double down the line. But Willie with a nice play down there takes a hit away from him. Now Justin Upton's up. He's 0 for 2. And he's going to be 0 for 3. That's a weak grounder down to Crawford for out number 2. And you see the team comparisons there. The Giants are batting .261 with a .333 on base percentage, slugging .545 with an OPS of .879. The Diamondbacks are batting .230, .316 on base percentage, slugging .575 with an OPS of .891. And now Alex is up. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be against the lefty. That's going to be a base hit in left field. Alex turns on it, gets on board here with 2 outs. Can the Diamondbacks do some more 2-out magic here? And Paul Goldschmidt is up. He's 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the first. See if Paul can try to tie this game up. And that's going to be a 37. And that's going to be a pass ball. Ball gets by Dietz. Now you got a runner down at second. And a 1-0 count to Goldschmidt. And that's going to be a 54 and a 2. And that's going to be a balk. Unbelievable. Now the runner's down at third, folks. And now a 2-0 count on Goldschmidt with us a runner down at third. Unbelievable. And he comes back and strikes him out. Madison Bumgarner, after a pass ball and a balk, settles down and strikes. God, it's hard to strike out, folks. Gets Paul to strike out, and that ends the inning. To the top of the 6th we go. There'll be a short leash on Webb here. If anything happens. You got Crawford due up, followed by Baumgartner, and then the top of the order. Brandon's 0 for 2 today. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as he strikes him out. And that brings up Baumgartner now. And Madison's 0 for 2. Rounded out twice. And that's back-to-back strikeouts. He must have heard they might take him out. And all of a sudden, Webb here in the 6th innings, willing and dealing. And he strike the side out. Dietz is 1 for 2. He singled back in the first, walked, and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. So there's a 2-out walk. Jeff Kent, who has been hitting the ball well here to start this year, batting .571. He's 2 for 3 today with a double, and he scored twice. And that's going to end the inning. That's going to be a grounder down to Alex. He goes the long way over to first. And that'll end it. And the Giants strand one. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's still 5-3. San Francisco. Luis Gonzalez, followed by Bell and Finley. Luis homered back in the first, a 2-run shot. And here's the pitch to Gonzalez. And that's going to be a fly ball out the maze for out number 1. And Jay Bell comes to the plate now. And Bell's 1 for 2. He singled back in the first. And that's another fly ball to Willie. 2 fly balls to center, 2 outs. See if Finley can place the ball somewhere else. He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball this time. But Kent's there, grabs it, tosses it over to McCovey. And that'll end the inning. And the Diamondbacks go down 1-2-3. You got Bonds, Mays, and McCovey due up here with the Webb. Do we make a pitching change here is the question. Got 2 left. I don't think they got a lefty in the bullpen. No, they don't. No lefty in the bullpen. Let's see. When's he due up here? He's due up third. Do we make a double switch here? Take Finley out of the game. Take Finley out of the game. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Marte in to play in the outfield. And like I say, they do not have a lefty out there. So let's see who they're going to bring in here. No lefty in the bullpen definitely hurts this team. Giants don't have a lefty in the bullpen either. So Archie's going to come in the game. Bradley will come in the game. I don't want him going in the 9 spot. Redo this. Don't want him going in the 9 spot. I want Bradley going in the 6 spot. And go to the bench. Marte come in and bat in the 9 spot. And that's what we'll do here. So double switch. You gotta like not having no stinking DH and actually have to do some managing here. Instead of just bringing in pitchers whenever you feel like. We don't need no stinking DH. So now you got Marte out there. We might move him over to put Upton in center. Now we'll leave it the way it is. We'll leave it that way. And now you got Bradley on the mound, his 2nd appearance of the year. He is no record and no ERA. Like I say, he's going to be facing the big boys, Barry, Willie, and Willie. And Barry is 2 for 2 today, folks. He's gotten that batting average up to 400, and he has doubled and homered and driven in 2 runs. And they're going to get a ground ball down the bell. That'll be out number 1. And Mays is up now. And Willie's 1 for 2. He's walked and singled. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And, of course, the ball's going to find you when you first come in the game. And a 24-2. And that's going to be a nice play out there by Marte. Makes a nice run and catch. Does a Willie Mays on Willie and takes a base hit away from him. Nice job. Now there's 2 outs. And nobody on for McCovey. He's 1 for 3. His first hit of the year, drove in 2. And that's going to be a ground ball down the bell. And the Giants go down 1, 2, 3. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Giants 5, Diamondbacks 3. And they'll be keeping an eye on BUMGARNER out there with the 2-run lead. He does have the bottom third of the order due up. And he's due up 4th in the 8th. So I'd like to get him through this 7th inning. Mark Reynolds followed by Miller and Marte. And Reynolds is 1 for 2. He homered back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And Barry's out there. And that's going to be a nice play out there by Barry Bonds. He just robbed a nice double off the wall. You need me on that. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Barry Bonds flashing some leather, folks. Nice play. Out number 1 here. That brings up Miller now. Miller's 0 for 2, struck out and flown out. And that's going to be another strikeout by Madison Bumgarner. That'll be his 7th strikeout of the game. And Marte comes up the bat for the first time today after the double switch. He's batting .333 with a homer and 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a slow roller down to the 3rd. That'll be a 1, 2, 3 inning. And we go to the top of the 8th. It is 5-3. San Francisco. You got Bobby due up, followed by the Kung Fu Panda and Crawford. Bobby's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. That's going to be a ground ball down the bell for out number 1. And now Sandoval comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 2nd. That's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Gonzalez for out number 2. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. And Crawford's up now. And Brandon's 0 for 3. He has popped up, grounded out, and struck out. And that's going to be against the righty, 18. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. Crawford with a 2-out base hit. And that's going to be it for Madison Bumgarner. They're going to pitch hit for him. He goes 7 innings, 5 hits, and 3 runs. Let's see who's going to come up here to bat. Most of the lefties are in the game. Matter of fact, all the lefties are in the game. Hunter Pence is going to come off the bench here. Pitch hit. And this Hunter's batting .250, no homers and no RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Let's see how far this one travels in the Arizona sky. That'll be against the righty at 24. And that ball is off the wall. Just missed the homer. Bradley got the ball just out of the sweet spot. Just out of the sweet spot with 2 outs. See if Crawford can score on Upton. Nothing's a give me in this game. These Diamondbacks have been throwing out Giants left and right. Literally. Left field and right field. Pun intended. So 29. That'll be a 55 or lower. He's going to score on this double. And he throws him out again, folks. Justin Upton fires a strike to the plate. These Giants cannot believe it. Double by Hunter Pence. And a runner gets thrown out at home. The second runner thrown out at home, once by Gonzalez, now by Upton. And Upton threw out a runner at third, folks. And that is the end of the inning. Let's see who's going to come on here. The pitch. Let's see. They're going to bring in Mr. Nen. We're bringing in Brantley. Rob Nen is going to come in here and try to get the save. He'll be facing the top of the order. And how often do you see it, folks? That right after a great play, he leads off the inning. It's whenever we edit it that way, folks. So you got Upton up who just threw the runner out at home, followed by Alex and Paul. And a 2-run game here in the bottom of the 8th. Hold on here. Do we want to do that? Bring Nen in for a 2-inning save. No, we're not going to do that. Let's undo this. So we'll redo this. This will be the double. And the runner gets thrown out. Rethink this. So we're not bringing in Nen. We will bring in Brantley. Brantley will come in. We don't want Nen, who just pitched the other day, doing another 2-inning save here. So Brantley will come in. Sorry about this, folks. Wasn't thinking. So Jeff Brantley will come in here. Try to hold this, and then May come in the 9th inning. So Jeff Brantley making his second appearance of the year. No record and no runs. Like say the top of the order up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Panda. He throws across the diamond for out number 1. And Alex is up. And don't forget, he's homered in this game. No, he hasn't. He's singled in this game. He is 1 for 3. And that's going to be against the righty. 26. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Crawford for out number 2. 2 quick outs here in the 8th. And it's up to Paul to keep this 8th inning alive. Goldsmith's 1 for 3, single back in the 1st. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Paul walks on down to 1st, brings the tying run to the plate. Gonzalez has already hit a 2-run homer in this game. In the exact same situation, Goldsmith got on in the 1st. Luis with 2 outs, smashed one out the right field. Can he do it again and tie this game up? Not quite. Willie Mays goes back on the track, near the wall, makes the catch. Gonzalez gave it a ride, but it stayed in the park. And that'll be a 1, 2, 3, 8th inning. To the top of the 9th we go. You got Dietz, Kent, and Bonds due up here. Top of the order. Dietz is 1 for 2. He's walked twice and had a single back in the 1st, and that's going to be another base on balls. Dietz gets aboard again here, folks. You don't want that happening at the top of this order. Jeff Kent, who's batting .533 on the year, 2 for 4 with a double, and he's scored twice now. And that's going to be a lazy fly out to Upton for out number 1. And here comes the man, Barry Bonds, which has 4 homers on the year now and 7 RBIs. He's 2 for 3, a double, a homer, and a single. He's a triple See, can he get the triple here, folks? And nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strike Barry out. Now there's 2 outs for Willie Mays. Runner still down at first. Mays is 1 for 3. He singled and walked. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gonzalez. Now to end the inning, the Giants strand 1. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Diamondbacks needing 2 runs to keep this game alive. And Rob Nen, I think, is going to come in here now. Try to get the save. So Rob will come in. That'll be it for Bradley. And he'll go in the 9 spot. So Rob comes in. He'll be facing Bell, Bradley, and Reynolds up here. And then, second appearance of the year. No record. And no runs. And Bell is 1 for 3 today. Single back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Then strikes out his first victim. 1 down now. And Finley comes to the plate. It's not Finley. What am I doing here? Bell. And, the pitcher spot's up. I got it in the wrong spot. Oh, Finley came out of the game. Forgot about the double switch. So now we'll have a pitch hitter here. And it's going to be Mr. Drew's going to come off the bench. Forgot about doing the double switch. Didn't take Finley out of the game. My mistake here. So Drew will come off the bench. Try to get a board here. As they need a base runner here. Bring the tying run to the plate. And Drew is batting 167 on the year. No homers, but he has 3 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McCovey. The Diamondbacks are down to their last out. And it will be Mark Reynolds. And Mark Reynolds has homered in this game. He is 1 for 3 back in the second. He homered. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Rob strikes him out. And that's your ball game, folks. San Francisco wins this one 5-3. Take a look here at the box score. The Giants 5 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Diamondbacks 3 runs on 5 hits. Imagine what would have been like if they wouldn't have been throwing those runners out, folks. Remember, 3 runners got thrown out, 2 of them at the plate. This could have been a massacre. You see the top of the order there. Everybody but Bumgarner got a hit. Did not notice that, folks. Every Giant got a hit. Kenton Bonds had 2 hits. Kent was 2 for 5. Barry was 2 for 4. You had Barry with the homer. The Giants were 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Left 8 men on base. No Giant had more than 1 hit. The Giants were 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. They did have 2 homers in the game. Gonzalez and Reynolds left 4 men on base. Just didn't have the opportunities to score, folks. Madison Bumgarner gets his first win of the year, goes 7 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, struck out 7, gave up 2 homers. Brantley comes in, pitches 1 inning, walks 1. Rob Nen gets his first save of the year, goes 1 inning, struck out 2. Brandon Webb picks up his first loss, 6 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, walked 4, struck out 4, gave up a homer. Like I say, that line score for him could have been worse. Yes, correct. You're right, Ken. They are. Like I say, they're not a bad team. They can cause some trouble in this league. Bradley comes in, 3 innings, 2 hits, walked 1, and struck out 1. Take a look here at the leaderboard and standings. And in the National League, the Mets are a half a game up on the Braves. The Marlins are a game and a half back. Nationals 2 and the Phillies 2.5. In the Central, you got the Pirates half a game up on Cubs, Reds, and Astros, and a game up on the Brewers and Cardinals. And with that win, San Francisco is now tied with the Diamondbacks at 3-2. Both teams are a half a game up on the Dodgers, a game up on the Padres, and the Rockies are 2 games back. Oh, you're welcome, buddy. And you got Lance Berkman leading the National League with a .571 batting average. Barry Bonds now with 4 homers, and he's tied with the Hammer Hank Aaron with 7 RBIs. Of course, the ERA leader is going to be at 0. You got John Rucker with 2 wins, and you got 3 pitchers with 2 saves, Craig, Dave, and Bruce. And Jeff Kent right now is leading in the MVP category, and John Rocker in the Cy Young right now. And the next game on the channel is going to be these same Giants and Diamondbacks. And we'll take a look here at the pitching matchup. And it's going to be Mr. Smith against the big unit, Randy Johnson. Should be an interesting game there. Can the big unit get the job done against these Giants? Till next time, I want to thank Ken Castro for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and I appreciate it on your way out to hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.